happy to be back, very appreciative, happy to be back with my brothers and coaches.
Was it a strange 10 days being away from the team? Were you surprised at all when you got waived?
I was very surprised, but at the same time, I knew there was a plan. I didn't get overly frustrated, I stayed focused, and I was with my family the whole time.
Did you think when you were told that you're being cut that one day, less than 2 weeks later, you were coming back?
I honestly didn't know what was going to happen. I just stayed focused, stay talking to my agent, and just continue to do the proper things that I need to do to put myself in a better situation to get back to football.
Where was your mind at during those couple weeks away from football? Coach said you stayed in great shape and whatnot. Where was your mind at just during those weeks away?
Just to continue to control the things that I can as far as taking care of my body, making sure I put myself in the right situations, continuing to handle my business on and out the field, and just spend time with my family and my kid. My son's getting older, so I just spend a lot of time with him.
Martavis, how tough has this last couple of months been for you? You got traded here, and then you're in and out of practice and training camp, sick with the headaches and things like that, and then you hear the rumors swirling around, get cut, you come back. I mean, just how tough has it been for you these last couple of months?
I don't too much try to think about the negative parts of it. This is just another thing that I've been through in my career. I've been in the league 5 years now. I ain't had a establishing career. I had made my mistakes when I was at a younger age, and I learned from that. So, I didn't get overly down on myself as I beat myself up the first time I got ever suspended. So, I don't been through it before, so I know how to stay focused and just fight through it.
Anybody in football, whether it's on this team or former teammates that you kind of vent to a little bit or talk to, get mentored, helped by?
No teammates. I got my grandma, my godmom, my mom. I've been to my girlfriend, so I have all the ladies' support around me.
You feel ready to go for Sunday?
I'm gonna be ready to go. We got a couple more days of practicing. I'm gonna go out and put hard work in with the guys. And if coach need me to go on Sunday, I'll be ready to go.
John has always wants all his receivers, his tight ends, his running backs to know every position out there. Where are you at in that? Are you comfortable that you know all three positions? You can go in at any of those spots, or is that still part of the learning curve for you?
I'm comfortable now, but at the same time, with Coach Gruden's offense, you have to continue to study every day and continue, to be a student of the book. So, I'm way farther along compared to how I was when I first got here, and I'm just going to continue to get better.
John said he had been in touch with your agents or whoever throughout the past week and a half, knowing that there was a possibility that you would come back. Did you watch Monday's game?
No. Like I got suspended 2 years ago and stuff like that. I told guys, once I'm away from football, I try to take myself away from it so I don't get distracted or overly frustrated on myself, and end up doing something stupid. So I just stay away from it, play the game, talk to my family or something like that.
I know the way the NFL handles disciplinary stuff, you never really know what's going to happen. Do you have any idea what your standing is with the league, or is it just play until and hope nothing happens?
I don't know nothing about none of that. All I'm here to do is to play football, and as far as that stuff, let that process take care of itself. I ain't got no control.
When John Gruden calls you, Martavis, the white tiger, and it's kind of a compliment, but it's kind of a backhanded compliment, what's your reaction to that?
I feel like he issues a challenge for me to become the best person I can. I don't take comments in a negative way. I take it as a motivational factor. So he just want me to be the best player, and I thank him for that. You need tough love to be the best. So, I got a lot of work to do, and he will continue to push me.
There have been reports that you possibly been suspended for the last 3 months. Those bug you at all? Or you see those? You can make you mad, or what's your reaction when you see that?
No, it's not bothering me, but I don't have no control over there, and I don't really want to discuss that right now.
Hey, moving on to the Raiders now. After losing 33-13 to the Rams on Monday night, the Raiders are close to re-signing Martavis Bryant. If you recall, Oakland cut him before the season started after trading a third-round pick for him in the offseason. All this with a possible drug suspension lingering over the troubled wideout. CC, can Martavis actually bolster this Raiders offense?
I see a problem because Martavis only plays outside receiver. Amari Cooper can play some in the slot, but hadn't played a lot in the slot. Jordy Nelson has been predominantly in his career, he's played outside. Now people say, man, I'm trying to put a wide receiver team together. Well, I like to have it like a basketball team. I need a point guard, I need a big guy, a center, or a guy who can score.
It's why Tampa, we thought, fit so well, because Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, power forward and shooting guard, right?
And now they got a lot of similar traits. Jordy Nelson's a deep threat. Amari Cooper's a deep threat. John Gruden doesn't necessarily have that type of offense like the old Raiders where they threw the ball down the field an awful lot. So what I see is how are they going to use him? Like, is he going to make the room better? Yes, but only if the guy that's making the food understands how to use the ingredients. And I don't feel like Gruden utilizes three receivers well enough in his offenses to be able to take advantage of their talent. If this was the Pittsburgh Steelers and Todd Haley, I've been like, yeah, I feel like he's going to be utilized the right way. Now, is he a talent? Yes. Can he make big plays in the game? Yes. But we all need a system. West Coast offense, what is it? Get the ball out of your hand quick. All right? That's not his thing. He's good with his catch and his run, but that's not his thing. He is better off the further he gets down the field. And so the Raiders and Gruden, I just haven't seen it yet. So are they more talented with him in the room? Yes. But I got to talk to the chef and see if he knows how to use ingredients maybe to make up this special recipe that Raiders Nation would be happy with.
And I got to talk to the chef to find out, is there actually a recipe? Or are you just grabbing a bunch of different ingredients?
It could be like your mama. She ain't got no recipe, but it's good.
Okay, yeah, but it better be good. If you're working without a script, it better be good, because what has frustrated me about the Raiders is they don't seem to have a consistent plan. You can't simultaneously be in rebuild while also being the oldest team in the league. You can't trade away Khalil Mack. One of the reasons we thought was because they've got this money earmarked for Amari Cooper, and not have Amari Cooper's development be paramount to this season. We know how talented Amari Cooper is. His first year in the league, nearly 1,100 yards. His second year in the league, nearly 1,100 yards. A down year last year, and then one catch in week 1 of this year. 6 games since the beginning of last season, Amari's had less than 10 yards receiving. That's got to be Gruden's number one priority.
Gruden, when he signed with Oakland, one of the players he mentioned was Amari Cooper. Our passing attack will be centered around this guy. I'm going to continue to develop him so he's going to be one of the better receivers. Amari Cooper has unlimited potential. In the last year and a half, we haven't seen his game grow after coming into the league and being spectacular early.
This is a team
Garofolo, what's the story here?
How about Martavis Bryant, the wide receiver that the Raiders traded a third-round pick for earlier this offseason and then released at final cuts? He's coming back to the Oakland Raiders, according to me and my colleague here at NFL Network, Tom Pelissero. They called him this morning. He was already in Oakland. He was living there. He hadn't left the area. So he was back in the facility by this afternoon, and they are working to finalize a 1-year contract to bring Bryant back. Now, John Gruden called him the White Tiger, which was kind of a compliment wrapped in an insult because you rarely see the White Tiger when you get to the zoo, John Gruden said. So they didn't see that consistency from him this offseason, but they obviously felt like they could have used him as a downfield threat against the Rams. Maybe Aqib Talib could tell us that they could have used Martavis Bryant. Maybe it would have made them harder to defend. In any event, John Gruden, looking at it, said, I didn't get much production from Jordy Nelson, from Amari Cooper, 1 catch for 9 yards from Cooper, so I need Bryant back on this team.
So maybe, Aqib, you should call Martavis and ask for a cut here. I mean, I'm just saying, I think it had something to do with it. Aqib Talib will be our guest for the entire hour here on